And welcome back to Despop. Today I'm joined with my co-host Junior D Rose and Daniel Lays Up. And today we're going to be talking about The Incredible Hulk. We're fresh off of watching episode 2, and I think there was a lot of good callbacks to that movie.
Yeah, episode 2 of She-Hulk.
Episode 2 of She-Hulk, yeah, that's right. Rewatching this movie, I don't think it's as bad as people remember it. And that's something that we talked about.
I agree.
I didn't think it was that bad at all.
Yeah, because what is this, the third movie in the MCU?
It was second. Oh, was it Iron Man? Iron Man 2? Hulk?
Hulk, yeah.
Okay, yeah, it was the third movie, and you know what? I did have it last in my rankings, and I think I'm gonna have to re-update it.
Yeah, I think I had it bottom 3 in my rankings, but yeah, it was definitely down there.
Well, I think it's still low, but
yeah,
it's
still low.
It's in the bottom half for sure.
Yes, it's definitely in the 20s, but
yes, it's definitely in the 20s. Mark Ruffalo's not in this movie. Obviously, we have Edward Norton who plays Bruce Banner in the Hulk.
We have a lot of people that we haven't seen. I'm
gonna just say I think they did good by recasting with Mark Ruffalo.
I think Mark Ruffalo was a better Bruce Banner than Edward Norton.
Yeah,
100%.
I agree. I think he's born for the role. And you know what's funny is they originally the director wanted Mark Ruffalo.
Yeah, originally,
but they couldn't get him.
So they went with Norton, and then turns out Edward Norton's a pain in the ass to work with. So they
I mean, that was true. Those were the rumors during the Incredible Hulk when everything was going right.
Yeah, same thing. It's kind of like the similar situation with Terrence Ross, who played Rhodey.
Yeah, yeah.
No, he was a nightmare to work with too, I guess.
I think he just wanted more money.
Well, deservedly
so. But
that, and because people did say he was difficult to work with. Which at the end of the day,
I don't know, because sometimes I do think that's a cop out in the industry, in whatever media industry. So like, if one of us got fired, right? Who would? I don't know. Nobody's the boss. But let's say like everybody was like, "Hey, why did Angel leave?" You don't have a voice, right? Like,
no, not at that point.
Like, because we're the ones filming. So if people are watching the channel, I could just be like, "Yeah, you're just hard to work with, guys." And like, we don't know that.
Incredible Hulk, great movie. Like you said, there's a lot of characters that we haven't seen in the MCU since then.
Since then, dude.
Betty Ross.
Betty Ross. I was gonna bring that up. What happens to her?
I don't know. You think she just goes on and lives a normal life?
But I mean, the way.
Can you in the MCU? Well, she's what?
She's a scientist.
She's a scientist. She does
for what exactly?
Molecular biology.
Yeah, I'm gonna trust you because I don't trust myself.
It's molecular biology or cellular.
Something with cells makes sense.
Yeah, something with cells.
Yes, Betty Ross. I did like her character. I thought her and Bruce had a good connection. I just felt like her boyfriend, like, what's his name, Doc Samson.
Yeah,
I don't know why they put him in the movie, because
he really do anything.
No, he didn't do anything.
He snitches out Betty for no reason, and then he regrets snitching out Betty for no reason. And
that's it. That's all we see of him.
And he just runs up to the field when the Abomination. Well, when Emil Blonsky gets his shit rocked. He just starts running right towards Betty.
Like, what are you gonna do, man?
Yeah.
Like, you just saw Emil take a kick to the face.
Yeah, a kick to the face, got slammed up against that tree.
Yeah.
Well, thank goodness right after that, Ty Burrell got a pretty good gig on Modern Family.
Yeah. Good for him.
Because he could have been in the MCU with green hair.
Yeah. So this movie starts off with Bruce Banner living in Brazil,
dude,
and the favelas.
I think
so. The movie starts off with it's kind of like flashbacks to news articles and.
I was gonna bring that up. Do you think they did a good job with the
origin story?
Yes.
I like when the origin stories like that, where it's not half the movie,
bits and pieces. You don't see the full origin story, but you see how.
Yeah.
Because we know his origin story. We've seen it.
Dude, well, I was going to say, so the 2003 movie, the Incredible Hulk, or what was it called?
Just Hulk.
The Hulk. Okay, so that's the origin story, right?
Mm-hmm.
And people are saying he got recast as Edward Norton, and he just followed up the Hulk, because at the end of the 2003 the Hulk, he's somewhere in South America speaking Spanish, and picks up in South America and Brazil.
You think it's just a continuity?
I think he just got recast again. So I think we've had like 3 recasts in the same universe.
Yeah.
That's my theory. I don't know if you guys think that, but it just, a lot of things are lining up to the point where like this wasn't really an origin story.
It's too much of a coincidence.
Yeah, it's too much of a coincidence.
Well, he does start off in Brazil, and he works at a factory. He's on the run from the U.S. government, obviously. Yeah. He's just kind of living a normal life, and he's contacting somebody named Mr. Blue.
Mr. Blue.
Which we don't know anything about yet. It's just some other scientist, we assume.
Some scientist that's helping them try to find a cure.
So it's been a long time since I rewatched it, so it felt like I was rewatching it for the first time.
Yes.
I thought Mr. Blue was gonna be more evil, not evil, but like
More
I thought
of
he was
an anti-hero.
yeah, like I feel like I don't know, man. I think I was expecting that it was somebody that we already got introduced to.
In the MCU.
Yes.
Yeah.
Well, no, in the movie at least, right?
Oh.
Like somebody that we already got introduced
Yeah.
to, and it was gonna be this big shock, and it was like, oh, you're Mr. Blue.
Yeah.
It wasn't.
No,
It was just like, hey, man.
Nerdy looking dude from
Yeah,
the
man.
university.
He does become the villain, the leader in the comics, but
Yeah.
hopefully he does come back because they kind of showed that.
Well, it goes back to what we're saying. Like, there's a lot of characters that we just have not seen or even heard of.
Yeah, guys, make sure you
Whispers or
guys
nothing.
keep watching because we're gonna go over all the characters that haven't come back and rank them from most to least likely that we think are gonna appear in the MCU.
Appear in the MCU.
He's in a soda factory, right?
Yeah.
In Brazil. He's helping out. You know, the guy's like, oh man, like you're too smart to be like just getting
Being a
paid
day
scraps.
laborer,
Yeah, daily. Yeah, like that's all he's doing, right? He gets blood.
Yeah, so he
gets
cuts
cut.
himself and blood falls on one of the bottles. So we see it in episode 1 of She-Hulk where with the blood transfusion, we obviously see what happens.
Mm-hmm.
So to see it in the Incredible Hulk that many years ago where it's brought back.
I was gonna tell you, man. I was like, did you think that's why he? Because like the movie did like show a little bit that he did that because he thought he could get tracked maybe, but
Yeah,
because of the gamma radiation, but also because his blood system already has so much gamma radiation that whoever drinks it or whatever might die.
Stanley cameo.
Stanley cameo.
Yeah. Do you think he becomes a Hulk?
No. No, I think he just dies.
Yeah. With his old age, you know.
Yeah.
Don't joke around like that. R.I.P. my boy Stan. No.
Yeah,
but yeah, dude.
I think at that point yet he doesn't know that like if somebody else takes
What the side effects would be.
the side effects.
But he knows it's dangerous.
He knows it's dangerous.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that's why in She-Hulk he's like, Jen, get away from me.
Yeah.
My blood is like I'm bleeding.
It's toxic.
Yeah, I think that's a good callback to the Incredible Hulk. Watching that and watching She-Hulk, I was like,
Yeah, because I watched them like right next to each
Yeah.
other.
Yeah.
So it was like both were pretty fresh in my head, where you can see all the connections.
mm-hmm.
So that was pretty cool.
No, it was really nice for that callback with the soda. We do get our somewhat first glimpse of the Hulk at the beginning. Did you guys like the way they did it with you can't totally see him, but you see the monster and you see like
You can see like his shadow, his shape.
Yes, because we talk about that a lot with like Nope and Prey.
Yeah.
Where they don't show, there's a suspense thriller element to it where you don't see it.
You don't see the monster.
You don't see the monster at first.
Yeah, no.
So you have to picture it in your head.
Mm-hmm.
I think for what it was at the time, I think they did a good job.
I thought so too. I like how they kept his little bangs in it.
Oh, the bangs of the Hulk. Yeah. No, that was a really good touch. I do say that you could definitely tell it was made in 2008. The CGI is definitely like video gamey.
Yeah.
But apart from that, like I can deal with that because like in my head it's like it's 2008. You understand what they're going
You
for.
can tell, but I mean, it didn't look terrible.
It didn't look terrible.
No, it didn't look terrible.
We've seen worse, I think.
He finally gets caught by the blood. They figure out he's somewhere in Brazil. And you know what? It's funny that he tries to go somewhere that's
going after
stressful.
No, well, yeah, he said he didn't want to cause a lot of destruction, but he goes to the biggest city in South America, pretty much.
Yeah,
pretty much.
Right? Where is he?
No, he's not. He's in
They're in the favelas of
Brazil, which is like Rio de Janeiro, I think.
Rio.
Yeah, it's in that area.
But he's not living like in the city.
Yeah, but like still,
this is a cramped area.
Cramped area.
It is.
This is where like the poor
he
live.
literally.
This is where they like.
Yeah.
But that doesn't make sense because
he says he doesn't want
the Avengers.
Yeah.
He's also in like a poor city when Black Widow finds him.
Right.
Is it?
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure it's India.
Yeah.
Which is great. He's a world traveler.
Yeah.
And he speaks Portuguese.
He speaks Portuguese, Spanish, English.
I thought that was really cool.
Whatever they speak in India.
English.
No, I don't know because he was talking to the little girl. Remember?
And I was gonna guess the language.
He probably understands it.
Yeah.
Because I don't think
he can get by.
He's world travel. He's cultured.
He's cultured.
He
yeah.
is.
My boy Bruce Banner is
living
cultured.
in Mexico.
Oh yeah. He goes to Mexico.
Well, really funny scene that I saw that New Rockstar. Shout out to New Rockstar because I love y'all. So he's running. He's trying to get away from Emil Blonsky and his crew, right? Mm-hmm. They're already out of the factory. He's not the Hulk anymore. And he's running. And he goes through the kids playing soccer.
Yeah.
And like he comes in, they shoot, and he blocks the shot. Yeah. And I'm like, Mexico, call him up right now.
Yeah. We need him.
I was like, la salvó, dude, la salvó.
So then they bring him stateside.
No, they don't bring him stateside.
They do bring him stateside, don't they?
No.
No. He goes stateside.
Oh, he goes
yeah.
stateside. That's right.
So he turns into the Hulk and he ends up in Guatemala.
Yeah.
Guatemala.
He journeys a little bit like farther into Mexico.
He goes into Mexico where he starts
Como,
asking for money because
Yeah.
he wants to change clothes.
What's a place called? It's like right next to the border of Guatemala.
Chiapas. He was in Chiapas.
Yeah, he was in Chiapas.
Chiapas.
I was like, he was in Chiapas. And I love when we get a Mexico shout out in like any media. And I'm like,
Hey.
like the little clip. I'm like, oh, Mexico.
But what was it, from Brazil? Or was it from
Brazil.
Guatemala to wherever he ends up in the States? It took him 17 days.
Did
it?
Yeah, it did.
Well,
Because it like had a little time.
The Hulk,
timestamp, but
the Hulk did most of the work to
The Hulk,
Guatemala.
obviously.
Yeah, from Brazil to Guatemala, that's farther, and then from Guatemala to Chiapas is like it's far, obviously, but it's
2 hours.
yeah.
But I'm talking about from Guatemala all the way into the States.
Oh yeah, what I was gonna
That
say.
entire journey took him 17 days.
He goes to what, New York?
He goes, well,
Is it New York?
no, he doesn't go to New York first. He goes to, it doesn't say the city, but he goes to the university where Betty works at.
I thought that was New York.
No, because from there, Betty and him go to New York to see
Yeah.
Mr. Blue.
Well, wherever they're from,
Yeah.
It's somewhere it's on the East Coast. They say
Yeah.
that for sure. So it's not, I think it's like Philadelphia or something.
Yeah,
But,
no, it probably is. You're probably right on that. I probably just missed the school because I'm sure there's a big banner.
so he goes back to the school and
Well, he doesn't even go back to. Well, he goes back to the school, but he meets Betty first. But he goes to an old friend.
he goes to the school
He goes to the
stalk.
old friend.
No, he goes to the school to stalk Betty.
Yeah.
And then he's about to go make a move, and he sees that Betty
You're right.
pulls up with a guy.
With the guy. Yeah, no, you're
So
right.
then
That does
he
happen
leaves
first.
back to the old
pizza
guy,
guy.
the pizza guy.
Pizza guy.
So he's just like, oh, I believe you. I know you didn't do any of that stuff.
Yeah.
You didn't mean any of that stuff.
Yeah.
You're welcome to crash here. And, stroke of luck, Betty just happens to show up with her new bow.
They're like coming in when he's closed, right? And then he's like, oh, no, make us some food.
He's like, leave.
Yeah.
We're closed.
And she's like, no, you're not.
Yeah, we're hungry. Make something.
Yeah, make a little something.
Dude, imagine though, like
The privilege.
I have like regulars that come into the bank all the time, and if they told me something like that, like 5 o'clock, I'm gonna be pissed. I'm gonna be like,
no.
no,
What the hell?
doors are closed.
We closed, bro.
Doors are closed, yeah.
We're closed, ma'am. Like, I'm sorry,
No
I'm not.
exceptions.
No
Yeah,
exceptions, my boy.
Sorry, mom. You gotta go.
You gotta go. I'm trying.
So
I
then
got
when
a
she
podcast
shows
record.
up, he doesn't know she's there.
Yeah.
So he goes downstairs like all nonchalantly, and
Well, he hears people talking, so that's
Yeah.
why he goes down to check.
that's why he goes down to check. He opens the door, and it's one of those moments where you look, and then you look again, and they're gone.
Yeah.
So she's like,
I thought that was a great moment.
Yeah, I thought that was a great moment because she goes to look for him. She knows she saw him.
just swinging.
Because it's like you saw a ghost, right?
Yes.
So like she does the double take where she like,
Yes.
looks
Yeah.
and then looks again just to make sure, and it's gone by the time you
Yes.
do the double take.
Yeah.
But you're like, I know what I saw.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because then she makes the old guy confess, like,
Yeah.
hey, just don't lie to me. Like, just tell me the truth.
How long do you think it took for her to find him walking in the street?
Dude, I was gonna say because
she like finds him like right away. Well, it looks like right
Yeah.
away.
Right
But I
away,
mean,
yeah.
how long do you think?
I mean,
it took
it's
her
In
to
the
drive around
pouring
the
rain
city?
like that?
pouring rain. Dude, in my head, I was like, this is not believable. I legit called it out when I was watching it. Cause like, how are you gonna find, like, also, you don't know if that's him.
No.
I also like
no.
that she stops behind him instead of like passing him and turning around, and be like, "Oh, there he is!" and, like,
Yeah.
pulling up in front.
Like, I wouldn't be able to tell somebody, like,
No,
far away
dude,
like that in the
like
rain.
Daniel, if he was walking in the rain, dark, pitch black, and I saw somebody walking, I'm not gonna be like,
That's
that's Daniel.
Yeah, nah,
Like,
nah,
because also you don't know if he's gotten a ride. You don't know like if he has a way out.
I think that was like, it reminded me of The Notebook where like they run and they hug in the rain.
Yeah. I thought you were gonna say the same pitch black. Like,
Oh, no. Just,
like I found you just randomly.
Just the hug in the rain reminded me of the Notebook.
Sir.
So then they catch up and he's like, hey, I need that info. And it turns out she has it because he needs all the information for like his blood, like
Yeah.
his blood toxicity,
Because Dr.
gamma.
Blue or Mr. Blue needs more information
Yeah,
to
he's like-
try and make a cure.
So this whole time, the whole point of the movie is
he's trying to find it.
he's trying to find
Yeah.
a cure. Like
That's the end game.
That's his end game. He thinks that the Hulk is some sort of disease that he needs to get rid of.
Yeah, dude. And like this whole, he's pretty much coming to terms of like the Hulk. And like, I think it gives me appreciation for smart Hulk more because like he really goes through it. Like he really does not like the Hulk. He doesn't like when he becomes angry. He knows he's very destructive.
Yeah, because he's got that heart rate monitor
Yeah.
where he
Yeah,
knows
yeah.
if it gets above 200,
It's over.
it's over.
And I wish we would see more of that, of like the heart rate.
The heart rate,
the
yeah.
maybe we do. Maybe he is wearing it during the movies, but that'd be a cool little like detail.
Like a little callback.
Yeah, to the movie. But
do you think at this point he doesn't realize that there really isn't any getting rid of the Hulk?
no, dude, I think we're early on into his like journey as a Hulk that like he's still finding a way. He believes that there's because even Mr.
No, that's what I'm saying. He believes, but like at the end of the day, we know there isn't.
I think there was no cure no matter what.
Right,
yeah,
there's no cure no matter what. But he doesn't know that.
Yeah, he doesn't know that. I think he's still a long way from finding a cure.
Yeah, when Emil Blonsky gets introduced and he goes up against the Hulk, he's like, hey, there was something that like ambushed us.
Someone was with him.
Somebody was with him. So he doesn't know that Bruce Banner is the Hulk.
Yeah, he's like, hey, he had help.
He had help.
Like there's this guy. Well, also before that, he like is looking at this guy's like Bruce Banner's portfolio. He's like, he killed 10 people.
Yeah.
He destroyed.
Yeah.
He's like, what are we dealing with? Like, who is this guy? He's like, dude, I think Thunderbolt does like the biggest mistake of not giving away any information just because like, bro.
Well, it's so funny because that reminds me of that SpongeBob meme. It's like, how do we tell him?
Dude, well, you're sending pretty much your best person into the dark.
Yeah.
It's not even their best person. It's borrowed.
Yeah, borrowed.
From the Royal Marines.
Dude, and you're just sending him blind to like face a monster that you know the monster.
Yeah.
They don't know. And dude, any other situation, he dies.
Yes.
You're dying to the Hulk. There's no chance.
Well, after that first encounter, that's when they bring up like the super soldier serum, which is another nice little callback.
He's talking about it.
He's like, I want in.
Yeah, he's like, he tells them, well, Thunderbolt's telling Emil about it, and then Emil's like, yeah, the super soldier.
Yeah.
So he already has like some idea of what the super soldier program was. And once Thunderbolt sees that, he goes, oh, maybe this is like another potential candidate, because he talks about, I wish I had the knowledge I have now 10 years ago.
Yeah.
In that body. I would not want to fight that guy. So then Thunderbolt's like, hey,
you want to be?
Yeah, I can make that happen.
Yeah.
Like,
so then
sign your soul away.
And I like these early MCU movies because at the time we didn't really know about the world building in the MCU.
Yeah.
So when they open up the little cryo tank, it says Stark Industries. Mm-hmm. And we're like, oh, Stark Industries,
or they have a picture of Captain America, which hadn't been cast yet at that time, but like you just see the blue outfit with the blonde hair. Yeah. I thought that was really cool world building. Like they were really getting their like claws into this world, and they were like, what could it become?
I think it's nice to see like the early stages of it.
I can't say that word.
A small version of the super serum.
No, yeah. it's the super soldier serum, but he takes a small dose of it.
Yeah, he takes a small dose, but it is the dose.
Yeah, it's the dose. Yeah,
dose.
We have one dose.
Yes.
Like the one vial, that's it.
Is that what they said?
Yeah, that's what he says.
There's no way.
Because they inject them twice.
Well, it's the same vial.
Is it the same vial?
Yeah. So they inject him with a small dose. And then later it's the rest of it.
He gets his first powers, and it's when they go to the college.
Yeah. Yeah, it's when they find him out in the field, walking.
They're like, we got to hunt this guy down. And this guy, Emil Blonsky, is just running.
Yeah, you see the soldiers running towards him, and then you see Emil coming from behind. And
he just catches up and just
I think that was
Black Panther.
That was just them trying to portray that.
But it's like Black Panther and Captain America in Infinity War, where they just outrun the whole army. Yeah. Same energy, man. And you just see Emil Blonsky, and he's ready to fight. And Thunderbolt Ross is pretty much like throughout the fight, he's like, hey, step back. Yeah. They don't want to mess with the Hulk, because the Hulk comes out after they like try to tear gas him, and he like eats it or whatever he does.
Yeah.
And he comes out, he smashes through the window. Dude, they almost get him.
With Stark Tech.
Yeah, dude. What with the sonic booms that like shows up a lot during the MCU? Mm-hmm. The little sonic noise.
Yeah, sonic
noise.
Yeah, man. And like honestly, I was watching that. I was like, bro, they almost had him. Like honestly, like why wouldn't you go back to that?
Yeah, that's what I kind of wish they showed a little bit more, because they don't really show it so much now. But you know, when he sees someone that he likes is in danger, he gets a little bit stronger.
Yes.
You see him get stronger. You can see him like,
because he can hear through the vibrations or whatever. He can hear Betty screaming.
Yeah,
that weapon worked so well. They should have used it again.
They should have brought it back.
Yeah, like a stronger, more refined version of it.
Yeah, because they did bring it back, but they bring it back like smaller and like a smaller form for like Spider-Man and Rhodey and all that. My favorite scene where he walks up to the Hulk, and I really don't know what his idea is or what he's gonna do.
It's just ego.
Yeah.
At that point, it's just ego.
But he like the Hulk just punches or kicks him?
Kicks him.
I think it's kicks.
Because he lifts his leg up
and just kicks him into the tree.
Yeah, hard.
Yeah, and Thunderbolt is like, he's dead.
He's dead. At that point, he gives up on him.
Literally, as soon as he hits the tree, he's like, all right, everybody, abort. Back up.
Yeah,
we leave.
yeah.
Back up.
Which is
leave his ass.
But he still goes to visit him at the hospital, which is weird. Like, why would you leave him out in the field thinking he was dead, but then
and then go visit him?
Then go visit him at the hospital?
Maybe there's people for that.
Well,
you know?
like the Hulk kicked him hard because the doctor says his bones are dust.
Yeah, dust.
Yeah,
dude. And like at that point, you're like, well, he's dead. You know,
he's
like,
dead.
He's a vegetable. He's not worth. You know, like whatever, right?
Saving.
He's like, well, there goes my super serum.
Yeah. So then we see the twitch, and he wakes up.
Yeah.
Well,
he comes back.
But my favorite, one of my favorite lines where they tell Thunderbolt, he's like, "Hey, man, you need to see this." And he's like, "Well, did he have any family or next of kin?"
Yeah. He's like, somebody's already dead. And he's like, well, ask him yourself.
And then he's just standing up. He's like, "Hey, what's up, boss? I'm back. I'm better than ever."
That's, I'm ready. How long do you think that took for him to heal?
20 minutes.
Really?
Yeah.
You think so?
No, I think maybe
like a day.
2 days max.
Because his bones were dust, so he had to like regrow that back.
Yeah, how long does it take to regrow bones?
At the super soldier serum rate, I don't know.
Chris
who
Evans.
knows?
Well, he heals, and then that's when they inject him with the rest of the serum.
Yeah,
because he sees that like the serum works.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So he's like, if small
the
dose
rest of it.
Yeah, he's like, if that small dose did that, the rest of it is gonna. He think is gonna make him a god. I think at that point.
Well, I'm trying to remember because now we're pretty much fast tracking to the finale.
Yeah, because at this point, while he's in the hospital, Bruce and Betty go to New York.
Yes, they go to New York and they meet Samuel Stearns,
who's Mr. Blue.
Who's Mr. Blue, who's also the leader in the comics.
So he's also, I think, like a cellular biologist.
And they're trying everything to like make it work. He tells him something to Betty because they're like, we don't know if this is gonna work because it might kill him.
And then that's when they put him on the table. They're like, let's try it immediately.
That's what they were saying. The dose.
Yeah,
if they get the dose wrong, it could either
kill Bruce or it could amplify the Hulk.
Yes, if they don't do enough, the Hulk comes out. If they do too much, he could die.
He could die.
But like, I feel like Bruce Banner would risk dying.
He would
at this point in his life. I think he's like fed up with the Hulk and he just wants to like.
Well, I mean, in the Avengers, he does say he tried to
kill himself.
Shoot
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say. There's a deleted scene of him like trying to.
Yeah.
Like, and he eats a bullet and all that. Yeah. I really do like this scene too because they have him tied down and they start dosing him.
And the guy says he's like, just in case you try to break free.
Yeah, like what are those little straps gonna do?
Yeah, he's like, this is, you'll see later how well these straps did.
I do really love the scene where they're doing it and like the Hulk came out and he's like getting restrained. And he's like, oh.
Yeah, at
you
this
see
point
that he does stay restrained for a bit.
Yeah,
he's moving around, and
so then that's when Betty jumps up on him. And it's like, hey, like,
calm the fuck down.
Calm the fuck down.
No,
Cámate.
You know what that reminds me of? Those TikToks where the girl's like, look at me, Daniel. You're not like this. This isn't you. This isn't you, Daniel. Like, look at me. You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
And that's what it reminded me of. Is like, you're not like this.
So then that's when Samuel Stearns sees the Hulk and he's like, oh, I'm in over my head.
Yeah.
Like this is more
like he was already like not knowing what to do. He was like just stuck in the moment.
Yeah. Well, he was mesmerized by him.
Like she yells at him. She's like, hurry up and put the dose in him.
Yeah, put the dose in him.
He doesn't know what to do, man. And he's just over his head.
Like he's like fascinated by it.
Yeah, man. I would be too.
At the end of the day, that dose didn't do anything. It just subdued him in that moment.
No, man. And at this point too, Emil Blonsky is closing in.
Yeah, because then that's they sit down and while Emil Blonsky and Thunderbolt are closing in, he's telling him, Mr. Blue's telling Bruce Banner, oh, all the other test subjects died. So then that's when he's like, test subjects? What are you talking about? It's like, oh yeah, your blood. I manufactured a bunch of it. So he's got like that room full of blood.
And he's like, they're not even mice. They were a bigger animal because mice couldn't handle it.
Yeah, mice couldn't handle it.
Damn.
So he had to use it. He was like, if we can get the right dosage and if we can figure it out, we can cure so many diseases.
Yeah, he's like, this is a Nobel Peace
Prize.
That's what he's
Nobel Peace Prize.
Yeah, he's like, destroy. We gotta destroy it all because he knows how dangerous his blood is.
He knows how dangerous his blood is. Samuel Stearns doesn't realize you can weaponize it, which is what Thunderbolt Ross
is trying to do.
That's what Bruce Banner was telling him at the moment. He's like, yeah, we don't want to make it cure anything because they're trying to weaponize it. If they get their hands on it, they're going to weaponize it.
Which I think what do they want? They just want super soldier serum, right?
Yeah,
super soldiers. Yeah,
they just want more super soldiers.
Thunderbolt Ross. At the moment, he didn't realize like there was going to be so many of them.
Well,
years later down the path.
I think he realizes his first mistake when he sees Abomination because they close in on him.
He thinks it's Hulk. Everyone thinks it's Hulk.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The soldiers are like, we're down here with the Hulk right now, destroying Harlem.
Well,
That's because they also see another big fucking fucker destroying shit.
Well, once they capture Bruce,
no,
And
before
it's
that, I
dark.
was going to say
Or
that
bef-
Emil Blonsky was trying to get the Hulk out, but he wasn't coming out. At this
he wasn't
point.
coming
yeah,
out.
yeah.
Which I thought was weird that he wasn't. Well, I mean, he wasn't coming out, but he comes out for the end. But he's not coming out, and so Thunderbolt gets him, and Emil Blonsky's a little pissed because he's like, I wanted the fight.
Yeah, he wanted
Yeah.
to fight. He wanted to see.
Yeah. He was ready for the
serum.
fight, and he was ready to like kick some ass.
Yeah.
You know,
So then that's when he talks to Mr. Blue and he's like, whatever he's got, I want.
get me whatever he's having. You
Yeah.
know, like all that for that
So then
fucking
that's when we
joke.
see, the results could be an abomination.
An abomination.
End credits.
And credits. Well, I mean, for the Hulk, but I was like, and we got the name.
And we got the name.
Yeah.
Which is funny. We saw that in She-Hulk.
Well,
It's like, oh, She-Hulk, Attorney at Law.
Yeah.
That's got a nice ring to it. Roll credits.
roll
Yeah.
credits. They should have rolled credits just
Yeah.
for the hell of it.
Just for the-
But he
for the-
also isn't he called an abomination in the beginning too?
No, this is the first time
No,
we see
no,
that.
because that's when the doctor, Mr. Blue, whatever he calls him, he's like, if we inject you, it'll be an abomination because we don't know the dosage.
So then he transforms into the abomination and just
And starts wailing on
he
people.
starts wailing. Well, he starts wailing in the lab, and then something
He smacks the
smacks
doctor.
Mr. Blue.
Yeah.
And that's when we see
Let's see, give him a little twitch.
I forget the character's name, but you see the blood go on the scar on the open wound, and then
Yeah, of
You see him
Stearns.
like pulsate and
yeah. So then he transforms into
Samuel Stearns, is that who? you're trying to think of?
Samuel Stearns transform. What's his name? Of
The leader.
The leader. He transforms
Big
into a
head.
leader.
Yeah, he has a big head in the comics and
Yeah.
everything. Well, hopefully he does come back, but we're not here to talk about Samuel Stearns. We're here to talk about the abomination. Dude, he goes on they're
goes
in
on a
Harlem.
rampage.
They're in Harlem.
Yeah.
So he goes on a rampage, and the soldiers think it's Hulk because
Yeah.
they just see someone big and.
He's
And
like, hey,
he's just trying to cause attention because he wants Hulk.
Yeah, at that point he wants the Hulk to come
Yeah.
out.
At this point, Thunderbolt gets a call, and we keep bringing it up. Hey, the Hulk's out here. He's like, what?
He turns
He's like,
around. He's like, what do you mean?
What you mean? He's
What you
right
mean, my
here.
boy?
He's right here,
you
yeah. So
mean?
then they see the live video feed,
Yeah.
and that's when
That's when they notice.
yeah, Bruce and Betty are like, you effed up, Aaron.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We got to turn back now, baby.
Yeah. Well, no, they're like, what did you do? Because they know it's one of his
Yeah.
soldiers.
Yeah. He's like, you did it again.
You did
messed
it
up.
again.
You did
you
it again.
motherfucker, bro. You didn't
And he
learn your
doesn't get
lesson.
in trouble for it, man. Like
And it
he's-
doesn't even look like remorseful or anything.
he
just looks at him
doesn't.
and
He's just like,
oh,
oh,
turn his
Like,
back.
damn. Well, because I think he's in a position where he can put blame on people, and he just put it
Easily.
on Emil
Yeah,
Blonsky.
easily.
Easy. It was
well,
his
that's why
fault.
Emil ends up in prison.
They go back. They're like, this is as low as. Well, no, they're trying to lower him, right?
They're trying to lower him, but they can't go too low because of all the buildings.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And he's like,
He's like,
Just
you don't
leave
need
me
to go low. Just open the back door and I'll jump out.
Yeah.
And Betty, well, at this point, we don't know if he's going to change back. And Betty's like,
Betty's like, are you gonna survive? How do you know you're gonna turn into Hulk before you hit the ground?
He's like, I
Don't do
gotta
it.
try.
I thought it was a good scene that they show him like, not change,
Slamming into the
slam
ground.
into
Yeah.
the ground.
who slammed? Bruce?
Bruce
or?
Banner.
Bruce
Because
Banner.
he's like falling off the plane.
He jumps out
And he tries
then-
to change, and that's when he realizes, oh man.
But
Yeah,
he makes a big hole.
Well, he does.
Oh,
I
that's
well,
good.
they don't
Well,
show it, but
yeah.
like he transforms
Mid?
mid.
Oh, I was going to say, because he's
Mid-fall.
not, humans are not making that hole.
No,
No.
No, that's
no.
why.
He transforms mid fall.
Oh yeah, you also hear the sonic boom like right
Yeah.
in your head.
Boom.
And you do, and he comes out, and
He
you
comes out.
you finally see the Hulk. I like the quote because they're like, "You want to unleash the Hulk? Well, not really unleash him, but aim him. Like,
Yeah.
aim
Yeah,
him
yeah,
at
yeah.
Abomination." This is where we get the fight of pretty much the whole movie that we've
Yeah.
been waiting for. The
Do you
Abomination.
think it was a
gets his
good
fight.
final fight?
I think I did think it was a little short.
Yeah.
Honestly, because I don't think they have a lot of good hits in the fight. They have like
Yeah.
they like fight each other, and then the plane takes them up, and they're like using the right.
Well, they
Well, the
they're
helicopter gets
fighting.
down low,
Yeah,
and that's when he
Abomination sees
throws
them.
something at it.
No, the plane's got the machine gun turret
Yeah.
on it. So
Oh,
But
And he's
Thunder-
getting
they
annoyed by
crash,
it.
but he throws something at it, right?
the anchor.
Yeah, he
Yeah.
throws the anchor,
Yeah.
and that's when they crash.
Yeah, man. I don't think it had a lot of hits for like a final fight. Like
It was a decent fight for being like one of the first Marvel.
Yeah,
Yeah.
For being one of the first Marvel movies, I think it was decent.
I just
It
feel
was
like you need to at least hit the signature, like signature moves and all that.
Well, we
Like,
did see his Hulk smash when he claps and he puts out the
Yeah.
fire from the helicopter.
What do you guys think about the final fight? So I'm not just.
I think if
If you were
I'm,
gonna give it like 1 out of 10, what would you give it?
I'd give it a 7.
A 7?
No,
I was gonna
I
give
was
it a
gonna-
4.
I was gonna give it like
gonna-
a 4 or 5.
I was gonna go a little 6.5.
Yeah.
Damn, you're just
Well-
really nice, Angel. I really want to know what your final fight's like ranking.
Well,
is.
if you go below a 5, that's less than half. It's
Yeah,
half.
I think it
I
is
don't
less
know,
than half.
It's at half for me.
Yeah,
It's
the
a five.
CGI wasn't great. A lot of times where you could tell the buildings were even like video
But for
Yeah.
what it was, and at that time, I know we already talked about the CGI looking video game. Like,
At
we
that
know
time,
that.
it would have been like an 8.
No,
But
at
right
that
now,
time,
right now it's still a it's
Pirates
a
of the
5.
Caribbean came out before that and had great CGI.
But Pirates
and-
of the Caribbean was funded by Disney, and
No,
this wasn't
yeah.
funded by
more,
Disney.
No,
they had
I
more
know.
production value.
But I'm just saying, dude, and they also had the advantage of having the fight at night, and they still look like shit
yeah.
because you
But
put
you also
CGI
gotta
at
focus
night.
on all the fire that's going on around.
Yeah,
And
dude.
There was a lot going on.
There was
Well,
a lot going on.
Disregarding the CGI, I really thought the fight was not that great. It was just two guys like punching.
I mean, at the end of the day, it's two giant monsters. Like, how good can it? It's not gonna be like Shang-Chi or Captain Winter
well,
Soldier.
even that
quality.
ending, man, with
What
how
is
he
the
beats him.
He
Yeah,
like wraps
yeah.
around the chain.
Yeah,
Like
I did think
technically,
that was
chokes
a little
him
bit
out.
of a cop out.
Yeah.
that
You're
was
telling
like-
me like you're just gonna choke out him out.
yeah, you just choke him out, and then he goes down, and then he like steps on him,
yeah.
and like
pretty much.
he breaks, right? Like you hear crack or
no,
no?
he
No.
just steps
Oh.
on him.
He just
That
steps
must have
on
been my like potato chip bag.
But then you see,
I thought I heard a crack.
but then you see like Thunderbolt Ross come out of the helicopter,
Yeah.
and that's when Hulk like kicks the Abomination to his feet.
Yeah.
He's like, this is what you did. This is your problem.
This is your
Look at what
problem
you-
It's
now.
just so crazy because during that whole thing, like Thunderbolt has no remorse.
Yeah, no,
He's not even
doesn't
scared
give
of
a
the
fuck.
consequences because he knows he can blame it on somebody else.
Yeah.
and he's gonna get away with it.
And he does get away with it. He does.
He
Pretty
does.
much does. I mean, the only time I think we see some sort of remorse is when he's at the end of the bar at the bar.
Oh, at
drinking.
the end credit scene.
The end
Yeah.
credits scene.
Yeah,
Yeah, he does look like he's getting drunk, and he's like, "Oh man,
Maybe he got in trouble there, but I mean,
hard day
I
at
think
work.
Tony
No.
Stark is when he like
I don't
Like-
think he got in trouble at work.
no, that drink that he was having was not I got in trouble. That was I had a long week at work."
Yeah,
yeah, pretty much.
Yeah, he was just like, "Ugh." And then we get Tony Stark.
We see,
we
get
see Tony Stark, which is what the first like. Is it the first? No.
Yeah,
I'd
it's
say
the first
second.
real like connectivity between,
yeah.
Yeah,
between the
yeah.
MCU where you see like superheroes. Well, not
This is where,
Where
he wants
you
to start
see
the
them
team.
jump between because we were like, oh, that's the guy from Iron Man.
which
Yeah.
it's funny because he's like, "Hey, Thunderbolt, we're just putting a like
We're
team
putting
together."
a team together.
And Thunderbolt has nothing to do with it for the next 10 years.
Yeah. Well, he
Yeah.
doesn't know because this is a Shield thing.
Yeah, I know it is, but
Shield
why
doesn't
would
know.
you tell Thunderbolt
I don't know. Maybe he's like. Why would you tell Thunderbolt?
if he's not gonna have
Maybe,
anything? to
maybe
do with
because
it?
he has more of a connection to Hulk.
Yeah, that's the
Yeah.
only
And he
reason.
wants to like I
have
don't
some
know,
sort of part. Well, because like a pardon or
a
something.
part of it in yeah.
Well,
It's like if you can get to Hulk, we'll let you beat something.
Yeah.
to like go into the like final part of this, do you think we would have had Red Hulk by now if Disney owned Hulk?
Yes.
Oh
Easily.
yeah, 100%. We would have had another
Like
movie.
in the third movie or something. Let's
Yeah.
say they
Yeah.
were doing the movies.
Yeah.
Do you think we would
We
get Red Hulk by now?
we would have gotten Red Hulk by now.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I agree with that. Let's talk about the ending because we did have a lot of actors that do not show up. We have Betty Ross, we have Samuel Stearns, and we have Doc Samson, who have not yet reappeared in the MCU, and they're pretty big characters for the whole.
And they haven't not just not reappeared, not even name dropped.
not even a name drop.
nothing.
I was really happy that they brought back Abomination,
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
and I do think that gives us hope. More people from the
I at
Incredible Hulk.
least want to see Betty Ross because I think Betty Ross.
I have a feeling we won't see her.
No,
I don't think we're
I
gonna
feel
see
like
I want her to
we-
come back to.
I think
Let's rank them from 1 to 3. 1 being most likely, and just go like that, and then we'll talk about it.
not including Abomination.
No,
Because
he already
obviously-
comes
yeah,
back.
he's
So
already
we've got
back.
Betty
Yeah.
Ross, Samuel Stearns, the leader, or Doc Samson, the guy with the green hair, but he
In
plays.
that order, right there. Betty Ross, the leader, and Doc Samson.
I want to put the leader above
I think
Betty.
the leader, and then maybe Betty. I don't know.
I really don't think Doc Samson's ever coming back.
Yeah.
I think. Well, think about it. Like, what if Betty comes back in a way that makes Bruce snap, and that's how we lead to World War Hulk?
maybe, but I'm also thinking maybe
Because
like,
he's like, "Hey, I already lost Nat, and I just lost Betty."
yeah.
Boom! Like that's what makes him snap.
Do you think
Oh,
that could
that might
be
be
an
it.
end credit scene for like the final episode? We see one of these three.
Possible.
It's no, not in an end credit scene for She-Hulk. I think it would take away too much from She-Hulk.
Well, I just
Maybe, yeah.
so the reason why I think the leader Samuel Stearns is more likely than Betty is because he's more interesting as a character. Like you need villains, right?
Yes, he needs villains.
And he's a good villain. I think they set him up as a good villain, and I think he could be a great villain for either the Hulk or She-Hulk because he's like a smart guy going up against a strong dude.
Yeah,
and that's always a good dynamic.
It's what brains versus bronze.
Yeah, that's always a good dynamic, man. And that's why I think the leader.
I think the only way we see Betty come back is like I said, in a way where it makes Hulk snap or Bruce snap.
Yeah, I think
That's the only way I could see her coming back. But
it's possible, but
it's just hard to say because they haven't even been name dropped. Like if they were to name drop at least like, oh, the leader, or there's this guy out there with a really big head who's got a high intellect IQ or whatever.
Well, She-Hulk will be the best part or best chance for them to be name dropped or to be shown.
I agree.
I guess we'll just have to keep on waiting.
Yeah, I think we'll just have to keep on waiting. And we have 7 episodes left.
7 episodes left, and then
But we're here to talk about the Hulk. So no, but I think we did good so far for our opinions on the Hulk. It was better than what we remembered, but not better to like really give it that extra push.
It doesn't give it that extra push.
If you were to rewatch The Incredible Hulk, where would you rate it with the other Marvel movies?
Yeah, let us know where you think it falls in your MCU ranking. You know, let us know about your favorite parts down below in the comments, and let us know who you think is going to come back. Is it going to be the leader? Is it going to be Betty Ross? Or is it going to be Samson?
Yeah, Doc Samson, man.
Doc Samson.
Yeah. Well,
make sure to like, follow, subscribe, follow us on all our socials. We'll link those down below. And thanks for watching, guys. We'll see you next time.
Thanks for watching, guys. Adios.